A year since the Karnataka Prevention of Slaughter and Preservation of Cattle Act 2020, or otherwise known as the Anti-Cattle Slaughter Act, was enforced, over 500 people have been booked, as per State Animal Husbandry Minister Prabhu Chavan, who says he wants to replicate Gujarat model of cow protection in Karnataka. Cases have been filed against farmers, cattle traders, transporters under the act that makes selling, buying, transporting, and slaughtering all cattle except buffaloes above the age of 13 illegal.
ಈ ಹೈನುಗಾರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ರೈತನ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಗೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬರುವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೋ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾನುವಾರುಗಳನ್ನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವರ್ಗಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದೇ ಇವರ ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇವ್ರದ್ದು.
A pre-poll promise of the BJP, the Prevention of Cattle Slaughter Act, has caused severe distress, claim cattle traders, leather workers, skin curing and tannery industry workers. The worst hit, however, are the small farmers and poor laborers who work at slaughterhouses, curing and tannery units. According to stakeholders, the industry, which was already suffering due to COVID-19 induced lockdown, was further burdened.
वही मैडम 75% पड़ गया बिजनेस यहाँ पे जो टानी रोड को जो माल वाले करता है बाहर से कर्नाटक से सराउंडिंग हमाल वो तो बंद हो गया हमाल क्योंकि माल जैसा ट्रक में भरता है और लारी चमड़ों की लारी फिर पकड़ रही है पकड़ के उसको जला रहे हैं लारी
जला रहे
माल
कौन है ये जो लॉरी पकड़ रहे? अच्छा,
उसको माल आने दे रहे थे, एंट्री करते थे, बड़ी मुश्किल से माल आ रहा है। मैं जो है डेली 70% काम करता था सर, अभी जो है 15% है।
To make matters worse, Karnataka doesn't have a single government cattle shed. Farmers are either forced to care for their unproductive cattle, cut them loose, or leave them at private cattle sheds run by religious institutions. The act has been enforced despite the state finance department rejecting it, citing huge expenditure. Total cost of implementing the Anti-Cattle Slaughter Act is an estimated 5,240.18 crore rupees. This comes at a time Karnataka's total debt went up by 78,000 crores in 2020-2021 fiscal year.
When there is a ban, then the population that is under the ban is likely to come down because the farmers clearly cannot invest if they cannot sell the cattle. It's as simple as that, and that's what the farmers have also said. They said if especially the imported cattle, the foreign breeds, they are very difficult for the farmers to maintain. The indigenous cattle, at least they might go out and graze, but for these other breeds which are basically procured for milk, they need actually feeds, and in fact feeding them, maintaining them works out much more expensive for the farmer than actually the income that they get. So because of that, they're going to procure less, and if they're going to procure less, then the population is going to come down.
The act has put butchers, laborers at slaughterhouses, curing units, tannery units out of business. It has also adversely affected meat industry. Big meat traders have now started importing beef from neighboring states like Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, but with added costs.
पिछले एक साल में 75% का हमने फर्क पड़ा है, 25% ही चल रहा है, वो भी आंध्रा से, महाराष्ट्र से, तमिलनाडु से, यहाँ से वहाँ से ज़रा ला रहे हैं। दुकान भी आधे बंद हैं, आधे खुले हुए, जो वाकापड़ को ये करके लेके आ रहा है, बीच में रास्ते में कुछ रुकावटें आती है, वो सब संभाल के उसको सब देख के ला के यहाँ बेच के उसमें से कमा के उन्हें खरीदना, उन्हें काम वाले को देना, करते काम वाले भी होना, काम नहीं तो नहीं चलता। तो मुश्किल से 75% चल रहा है, 75% डेड हो गया है, रोज धंधा बंद हो गया है, 25% चल रहा है।
While the law doesn't prohibit consumption or sale of beef, change in trade license by municipal authorities replacing the word beef with buffalo meat has further burdened meat traders. Meat traders allege that cow vigilantes stall and harass them despite legal permits.
What the business now we are running in the slaughterhouses, we will slaughter only the buffalo. There is no use of renewing. They don't want to renew the license. That is not the way. The authorities have to renew the license and give it to them. They have to renew the shop license and give it to them. They are having the rights from the constitution. They have to provide us the selling of the meat. Now, at present in the Bangalore city, it comes to about 20 to 25 tons per day. If the public won't get the 25 tons of the meat per day in 1 week, I really tell you, the chicken will be more than 300 to 500. The mutton will go for the 1,000.
Multiple petitions, including from farmers, activists, meat traders challenging the act, have been filed before the Karnataka High Court. It has been a year since the anti-cattle slaughter bill was enacted in Karnataka. More than 500 people have been booked under this new law so far. Stakeholders, right from farmers who rear and sell cattle, cattle traders, cattle fair organizers, meat industry, leather industry stakeholders, but more importantly, laborers, largely consisting of Dalits and Muslims who work at slaughterhouses, curing units, skinning units, and tannery units, ask, who has this law really helped? They insist that this act has adversely impacted their lives and livelihood. The government, on the other hand, insists that this move was necessary to put an end to the dwindling of cattle population in the state. Reporting from Bengaluru for The Print, Anusha Ravisu.